Hey guys, this episode of the What Are We Watching podcast is brought to you by Stanley Brand and their classic Stanley thermos. Hey guys, now you recognize the Stanley brand, and I know you recognize this. It's the 1.1 quart classic vacuum bottle. Your dad probably took this on every camping trip you went on. He probably filled it full of coffee before you went to see a football game on a Friday night. Heck, your granddad probably took this to work filled with coffee every day when he worked 12 hours laying brick like a man. And then when he opened it after that 12-hour shift, even that last drip of coffee was still piping hot because of the vacuum seal. You know this. This is Americana in physical form. And I want to give one of these away to you. All you have to do to get one of these awesome Stanley thermoses is to leave a comment in the comment section below. And not only will you get this thermos, you'll also get an awesome onesie for your baby. This one says Mom's Eyes, Dad's Stanleyness, classic Stanleyness for your 3 to 6 month old baby. And there's also this beautiful Norman Rockwell-esque poster. It says pass down your Stanleyness, with the dad teaching his daughter how to fish. What better thing could you teach your daughter or son how to do than fish and take out some piping hot chocolate or coffee in your Stanley vacuum seal thermos? So we are very thankful to Stanley for sponsoring the first episode of the What Are We Watching podcast. We want to give one to you, so leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you share our video, our podcast video, or the podcast audio, I'm going to give you a chance to win one as well. Thank you, Stanley, and thank you for watching our video podcast, listening to our audio podcast. Now, let's get on with these horrible TV shows on the What Are We Watching podcast.
Yeah, Carlin turns on the TV, Christian flips off the screen, cause there's no good children's shows that he's seen. We've got dogs with blogs, superheroes in the ER. All dads are dumb and kids have better PR. Carlin just smile, Christian sits with the scowl. He complains to his son, all the kids shows suck now. They sit and discuss the show's plus and minuses while you listen or watch on YouTube to the arguments. Who is right? Is it the son or the dad? Either way you get to laugh knowing Christian is mad. So pull up a chair, get the corner poppin'. Here's a new episode of What Are We Watching?
Oh yeah. Gosh, I love that theme song. Well, we are here for the first episode, the inaugural episode of the What Are We Watching podcast. I am your host, Christian Lee, and this is my co-host, Carlin Jackson. Why don't you say hello, Carlin?
Hello.
All right, now this is not his first time on the internet, but it's his first time podcasting. He has made lots of videos with me, and he even co-wrote a short film with me. What's the name of that short film, Carlin, and what's it about?
Sanctuary, and it's about me being adopted and being scared about not being adopted.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dream sequence kind of thing. It's kind of cool. It's really cool, and you should check it out. And we'll even put a link below this video so you can check out Carlin and his acting debut with Sanctuary. Now, on the What Are We Watching podcast, what we are here to do is discuss what I say are horrible TV shows. What do you think, Carl?
That they're not horrible.
No, they're horrible shows.
But they're not.
They are. They're poorly acted. They're poorly written. They're horrible TV shows. His hand is over his face. I don't care. So, I am here to watch all of those shows so you parents don't have to. And maybe Carlin will sway my opinion on whether a show is good or not. But I'm here to tell you all the things I hate about the show. And Carlin is going to tell you about what he likes. Now, I will say before he starts, you can always go to the What Are We Watching podcast at whatarewewatching.com. We also have links at plydadblog.com, and you can see what episode we're going to be watching next, what TV show we'll be watching next. So you can watch that show and then listen along to the podcast And after we're done recording the podcast, we're going to have a mini episode where you can write in all of the nasty comments you want about the show. And not about our show, about the show we're watching. Just tell us the stuff that we missed. Maybe you like something about the show and I should have seen that. Anything you want to do, you can leave in the comment section on Facebook or whatareWeWatching.com. And in the mini episode, we will say your name and we will talk about the points you made. So Carlin, for our first episode, we watched the very first episode of KC Undercover, the pilot episode of season 1. So just tell me what happens, tell our listeners, what happens right as the show opens? How do they present the show at the very beginning?
Casey is sitting in a chair looking like a pop star teenager who doesn't really listen to her parents that much and likes to text on her phone and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were in a restaurant, a high-class restaurant. She had her foot up on the table and was totally being rude to her parents, like all the kids in these horrible shows do.
But she is pretending because she is a spy, Dad.
Yeah, I know, but she is still obnoxious, like every kid in all of these shows that we've watched so far. I hate these shows. I'm already against this Casey. I already don't like her.
But she is pretending.
All right, keep going. What else happens at this stupid restaurant with this stupid kid?
One of the guys is stealing the plans, and she goes undercover and saves the plans.
Okay, but what are the plans for? Like, did you even understand what those plans were for?
No.
No, it was
Sadly.
That was not in his notes. Okay. The plans were to break the cell phone system across the world so nobody could text each other or call each other on cell phones. That is what made Casey want to be a spy. It's because she wanted to make sure that she could text message her friends. This is nutty to me. This is nuts.
Okay, but it's still cool to me.
Oh my gosh, it's not cool. All right, so what I remember is Casey is sitting in the restaurant dressed like an 80s punk rocker, which no kid understands what that even means. What kid nowadays knows what an 80s punk rocker looks like? Did you know that that was 80s punk rock that she was dressed up as? Or you just thought pop star princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, pop star princess. Okay, so she's dressed like an 80s rocker from... And she has super spy glasses that do everything. Glasses, she just clicks the button and... X-ray vision. She can tell what's in the case that the guy's carrying. She can tell it's the plans. Why not just put lasers in the glasses then? She could just shoot the guy and kill him and be done. Episode over.
But that's not really appropriate.
Oh, it's not appropriate for her to kill the guy with laser beams?
No, she'd probably go to jail.
Okay, what if she had laser beams on her glasses? It could shoot through the TV and kill me for having to watch it. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been awesome. But then we wouldn't have to make this cute podcast. All right, so she has super spy glasses. Her parents are spies, okay? And then she chases the guy into the kitchen. And outside the kitchen for the restaurant, there's a sign that says, adults only. What restaurant needs a sign that says adults only? Have you accidentally ever wandered into the kitchen at an Olive Garden?
No.
No, but they only have the adults only to get a laugh from what's obviously a laugh track. You heard all the people laughing every time she did something quote unquote funny on the show, right?
Yeah.
You know those weren't real people. Those are just recorded laughs that they play. Every time she comes on screen in a different outfit, they make sure to go, oh. So you're like, hey, here she is, guys. It's Casey in a show called Casey. Gotta make sure we see that. So she goes in the adults only sign, and then she changes clothes right in front of everybody. She's dressed up as a punk rocker, right? And they say, Casey, you gotta go get him. Now her parents are both spies, right?
Yes.
And her parents, do they go after the guy? Or do they send their teenage daughter after the guy?
Their teenage daughter. But her mom is also helping.
She's not helping! Casey goes in there and fights him with, like, gadgets and there's knives in the kitchen and they're kicking each other and doing kung fu. The mom and dad don't even protect their kid. The mom and dad are putting their teenage daughter in a fight with an adult man in a kitchen when they're sitting right there and they're also spies.
But her mom is blocking the exit.
Oh, ooh. What if she sent her teenage daughter to block the exit and she, I don't know, acted like an adult and protected her kid? I don't even let you walk across the parking lot without holding my hand. People are so crazy. She sent her in after a killer. I know, you think I don't get the premise of the show, but I totally understand it. It's about sacrificing your child. Okay, so they tell the daughter, go get the bad guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then what does she do? She changes clothes right in front of everybody.
Yes, but the person who's watching can't see it.
Oh, the person that was watching the TV show, you mean? Yeah, but the person sitting at the table behind them in the restaurant totally just saw a teenager drop her punk rock clothes and get into a dress, all in like 10 seconds, by the way. I can't get you to change your clothes in 5 minutes before a shower, and she changed her whole outfit and hair coloring in 10 seconds.
Then she's better than me.
Yeah, she's better than you. I guess she's also magical. Okay, so then there comes a slow-mo fist fight in the kitchen. Very slow-mo, very... It was the slowest, saddest karate fight I've ever seen in my life. It wasn't actually shot as slow-mo, but that's how sad it looked. Did you like the action sequence in the show?
Yeah.
Were you ever worried that Casey was going to lose?
No. Like most TV shows, the good guys always win. So
you weren't really thinking that she could lose, ever?
Yep, I wasn't thinking that.
That's exciting. Okay, and she was in the middle of a fight touching up her lipstick.
That was a little bit funny.
Yeah, I know, because they put the laugh track on it to make sure you knew it was supposed to be funny. And then she tells everybody in the kitchen, do you remember what she tells everybody in the kitchen? She says, don't worry, I'm...
a teenage spy.
Okay. She looks at everybody in the kitchen while she's fighting an adult man, and she says, don't worry, I'm...
a teenage spy. But...
Okay, do you understand that if you looked up the definition of spy in the dictionary, it's somebody that gets information and does things on the down low, which means not everybody is supposed to know that you're there or a spy?
But they were scared, so they would probably keep it secret.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say to that. She's a spy! She's supposed to be quiet. Nobody's supposed to know who she is or what she's doing. Doesn't that make sense? It's the most ridiculous thing. James Bond just busted in, did all this stuff with his laser gadget wristwatch, and he goes, don't worry, I'm a spy. Oh, that's crazy. All right, so you bought that. You think that's a fine thing to say? Yes? Okay. All right. So, and they made sure that they mentioned James Bond every chance they could. Do you even know who James Bond is?
Yes.
Who's James Bond?
He's an actor who played in Skyfall.
No, the actor played James Bond in Skyfall.
Yeah.
So James Bond is the character?
Yes.
Okay, so James Bond is a spy. You know he was in Skyfall. That's about what you know, right?
Yes.
Okay, so most kids probably don't know a lot of James Bond movies, wouldn't you agree? So you think that's probably a joke that the parents are supposed to get?
Mm-hmm.
They dropped James Bond references. They dropped Arnold Schwarzenegger references. You know Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
No, don't know who the Terminator is. I'm failing as a parent. Okay.
The Terminator?
Well, no, they kind of did. It wasn't that they mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was that they made sure to do what Arnold Schwarzenegger does in every movie. Because she says, she knocks him into the freezer. And do you remember what she says to him?
Yes.
What does she say?
Well, chill out.
Time to chill out. She might as well have done it in an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. Time to chill out. All right, now let's get back to Casey. As soon as the fight's over, they're back in their house, okay? And there's no more talks about spying. Explain to me what happened.
Then it was a flashback instead of a flash forward.
Okay, so the very first part of KC Undercover was a flash forward where you see she's already a spy.
Yes.
Okay, now the rest of the show is, spoiler alert, talking about how she became a spy, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Now, what's her brother's name?
Ernie.
Okay, now Ernie's like second-class citizen. He is treated like garbage in this house. Do you think so? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, like his parents ignore him whenever he walks in the room. His dad is always saying, oh, Casey does great. Casey does this. Oh, Ernie, you're there. Okay, hi, how you doing? Well, I mean, how would you feel if that was you?
Okay, I would feel bad.
All right, so they're horrible parents is what you're saying.
No.
Yes!
No.
They treat the son like he's a second-class citizen, and they make their teenage daughter fight and get into knife fights.
At least they let her be a spy and all of that cool stuff.
Oh, so you think that's a privilege?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Okay, now Casey is in school, and supposedly nobody likes her.
Okay.
Would you agree with that? That she's a nerd, she's supposed to be a nerd, she doesn't know how to talk to boys, she doesn't know what to do to ask a kid to prom. Of course, the very first episode, there's got to be a dance or prom or something. So, wouldn't you say that they paint her to be a nerd in this TV show at the very beginning?
Yeah.
So, she's gorgeous. I don't know, at 9 years old, can you say a girl is gorgeous?
No.
She's beautiful. Yes?
Sure.
She's 8 feet tall. She looks like an Amazon princess. She's a beautiful girl that's really like 20 years old, of course, in real life. And she's like the hottest nerd I've ever seen on TV. Now, this sounds crazy for me to say, but I mean, she's like the prettiest kid in school. And they're making her seem like, oh, I can't make any friends. I don't know how to talk to boys. I'm the most awkward teenager ever.
But she doesn't really say that.
She does say that. She says she doesn't know how to ask a guy to the dance.
Well, she says that to her best friend.
Her best friend who's obnoxious.
But nobody else.
But still, they're painting her to the audience, to you and me, as a girl that doesn't know how to do anything. But, oh my gosh, she's going to become a super spy.
Fine.
All right, so she's obviously like 20. No, I looked her up. She's not 25, but I think she's around 20. She's at least 19. She's playing a, how old would she be in high school? 15, 16, I guess?
Yeah, she said she was 16.
Okay, and the show is marketed for 9 and 10-year-olds. Awesome. Okay, so the next big thing that happens in the show, what happens when she's going home for the afternoon? Can you tell the audience that's listening what happens? What do her parents do?
Her parents are... Oh. She comes into her driveway and her parents are basically kidnapping her. And they bring her into this big room and it's a test to see if she can actually be a spy. And
okay, hold on, real quick though. Her parents, she doesn't know her parents are kidnapping her, right? There's a stranger in her driveway that karate fights her. I have to keep saying karate fight because it's not even real karate, but it's karate fighting in quotes. Okay, so there's a stranger that fights her and abducts her and shoves her in a van, and she has no idea her parents have anything to do with this.
But he showed her badge and everything and who he was.
Oh my God, it's a stranger that dumped her in a van. It's stranger danger. What do I always tell you about strangers? If you're driving down the road and somebody starts talking to you, if you're riding your bike, what do? You pedal faster and go home.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to item number 3 with the parents. First of all, they made their daughter a teenage spy to get into knife fights. They totally ignore the son and treat him like he's garbage. And now they have gotten a guy to abduct their daughter and throw her in a van with her head covered up and like duct taped her.
Okay.
Are they still good parents in your book?
Yes.
Yes! Oh my... I must be...
But you just show it in like a bad way.
Oh my gosh.
It seems like you look at it differently.
I guess I do look at it differently. I'm a dad. Oh my goodness. So these are good parents to you. How do I rate as a parent?
We get privileges.
But I mean, am I a good parent or a bad parent? I'm curious.
A good parent.
Because I don't give you a knife and tell you to go fight adults and have some guy throw you in the back of a van all tied up.
It's a TV show.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so her parents kidnapped a kid, and then what happens to her?
She goes into this big room and there's a test. And when she is all done with the test, well, really, she doesn't know what she's supposed to be doing because they kidnapped her.
Yeah.
And she finds a way to get up to the exit, and when she gets in, she pulls the door shut, and she sees there's a whole bunch of agents, and she tries to go back out, but the door is locked. And then, like a few seconds, they're just standing there, and she's like, I watch all of these shows and stuff. Stand back. Ah.
Pretending she knows Kung Fu because she watches reality shows, is what she says.
Yes.
I can fight. Because basically she's saying, I watch the Real Housewives fight, so I know how to fight. A show you don't even know about. The Real Housewives. Okay. So, but here's the thing. Like, she pretends that she knows karate, but to get out of the test that you were saying that she was in, the test was, can you break free from a chair tied up in a warehouse and swing up like Batman onto a rafter and go up in this hidden door and escape, basically a kidnapping. That was the test. Yeah?
Yes.
So her parents tested her by keeping her tied up in a dark room and not expecting her to cry for 3 days because somebody had kidnapped her.
Do you expect teenagers to cry that much?
Yes! Yes! I expect a real-life teenager to sit in a room and cry because they've been kidnapped. Yes! Do you expect a teenager to turn into Batman all of a sudden when they're kidnapped?
No.
You have watched too much TV.
But she doesn't. She's not like Batman. Like, I could probably climb up a pole.
She does like gymnastics and acrobatics to get up to that spot. It's crazy. And she knows how to break a chair. Doesn't she say like, this is gonna hurt?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so her parents kidnap her. Now you realize that the opening scene, when you're watching the whole show, now you realize that the opening scene's a flash forward, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense. So, basically, let's just recap. The parents are spies. They love their daughter so much that they put her in mortal danger all the time.
Fine.
Okay, now, we have a tree in our front yard that has a broken limb, and I'm worried it's going to fall on our car, which has like a glass roof, right? So, you know about this. So, I told Melody, your mom, I said, I'm going to get CJ to climb up there and pull that limb down because I can't climb the tree, and that way it doesn't fall on the car. And you know what she said?
Heck no.
Yeah, she said, you're crazy. That's super dangerous. You've got to figure out another way to do that. I mean, she won't even let you climb a tree and pull down a broken branch. And look at what these parents are doing to their daughter.
Well, Mom said she is a little too scared about things.
Yeah, she's going to be scared when she whoops you in the head for saying that on the podcast.
But it's true.
Okay, yes, Mom's a little overprotective. But I'm just still saying, in the very first part of the show, the parents could have caught the spy. There's 2 of them. And one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I know kids won't get this, but the dad of the show is the star of A Different World, Dwayne Wayne. Everybody remembers Dwayne Wayne that's my age. He had the flip-up sunglasses. He was the epitome of cool. I don't know why, because even now looking back, I was like, what? That is a dorky guy. He was not cool, but he was the cool guy on campus in A Different World. And boy, how the mighty have fallen, Dwayne Wayne. I mean, seriously, you need to get those flip-up sunglasses back on as quick as possible. You can pretend they're spy glasses. You can do whatever you want. But you need those to be watchable. I'm just saying, Dwayne Wayne is not getting it done for me in this movie. And much like me, he's packing on the pounds. Yeah, he's getting to be a big boy. All right, so let's just jump through the rest of the episode because we've kind of honed in on why I think this is a horrible TV show for kids, okay? So what else happens in the show after she becomes a spy, I guess? What do they have her do?
So there's a kid at her school who is a spy also.
Another teenage spy.
Yes.
So there's now 2 teenage spies.
Yes.
In her school the week that she becomes a spy.
Yes. Sorry, but I cannot say what else because you were kind of keep interrupting.
Okay, go ahead. I will not interrupt you then.
And he is working for the other side. And
who is the other side? Do we ever find out who the other side is?
No.
What if it...
You kind of already get the point because it's like the bad guy side, kind of.
What if it turns out that the bad guys are really the people running the spy network that her parents are in, and she's fighting good spies? Oh, my Bender!
I don't know.
All right, go ahead. There's another teenage spy in her school.
And she finds him, and for some reason, she has to mess with her glasses and turn on X-ray vision.
To figure out if he's got the stolen plans. Yeah, just another excuse to use the magic glasses. And then she has to get the plans from this kid now that she knows who it is, right?
Yeah.
And so what does she do to get the plans?
She has to ask him out to the dance at her school.
Because I am totes awkward. I don't know how to talk to boys. I am totes annoying and awkward. Oh my gosh, even though I'm so pretty and any guy would want to go out with me in school. But now that I have to be a spy and get the plans, I'm going to totally go after him and I put on a fake Valley Girl accent and I just do all these things and I act ditzy because I want to get this date. That all happens.
Yes.
All right.
But she is a spy. She has to kind of do that.
Yeah, she has to do that. She's also totally into this boy who's probably a 25-year-old man in real life. Okay, so she says she doesn't want to... Doesn't she tell her parents at one point, I don't want to be a spy. I don't like this. I don't want to be a spy.
Yes.
And then she's totally into it again for the next second. It's like just to come up with some teenage angst, just to come up with something for her to argue about with her parents. They have to make her not want to be a spy, and then 2 minutes later, she totally wants to be a spy again.
That's because you're not really talking about the parents and what the parents said. Because they said her mom said that she was very disappointed, and her dad said they'd really expect more from her.
I know! It's totally inappropriate. This teenage girl said, Mom and Dad, I'm kind of just wanting to be a teenager now. I have it hard enough trying to talk to boys, trying to figure out my studies. I don't have time to be a spy. And the mom was like, we're totally disappointed in you. And the dad was like, I thought more of you, Casey. I thought you can handle this. She's a teenager.
Yeah, she's older than me.
I know, but she doesn't want to be a spy because she wants to figure out her life and how that works. I mean, doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. We're coming to the end of it now. We're coming to the end of season 1, episode 1, KC Undercover. It's horrible, by the way. Okay, so now how does this show end? Now, this girl who's super smart, right? She can totally get out of a spy test, break out of a chair, and jump up to the rafters. She's athletic. She's like a gymnast. She's James Bond and Gabby Douglas all rolled into one. How does she get caught by the boyfriend once he figures out she's a spy?
Because she tries to take the phone that he has, because that was the device that he needed.
Yeah, but how does he catch her? He locks her in a closet.
Yes.
In a cage closet. Like, he locks her in a cage closet at the school. And who rescues Casey?
Her brother Ernie.
Her dumb brother that nobody likes. She treats badly. Her dad treats badly. The mom treats badly. And he is the one that saves the day. And does he get any credit from his dad for doing it?
No.
No! No! So Casey, this genius girl that they want to put all the stock into, and they keep calling the boy dumb and they don't even notice him, he is actually the best spy of the whole family.
Yes, but if you saw, like, at the end, it shows that, well, we haven't seen more of the episodes, but it shows that he's wearing, like, this cool black jacket, and almost all of the families are spies.
So now the whole family's spies, and in the next episodes, he's like a spy with them, but just so they can totally, like, make dumb jokes about the dumb brother. Probably.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm willing to watch another episode to find out. Oh, also, real quick, there is let's run through some of the spy gadgets they have. They have a fart spray in the watch. That's a spy gadget because kids and jokes, and fart spray in the watch. Also, at the end of the show, the mom and the dad start to kiss and be a little mom and dad time in front of the kids.
Yes, and Casey sprays herself. It's like a knockout spray.
She sprays herself with knockout spray that makes you forget, like, the past, what?
6 hours.
No, I think it was 16 hours. I don't think it was 6 hours. Are you sure it was 6 hours?
Yes.
Because the way I figure it, once she sprays herself with that knockout spray, she's going to totally forget she was even a spy.
But in the rest, like, at the end when it shows, like, the whole family, then, like, you see she is still a spy.
No, I'm not saying that she's not a spy in the next episode, but I'm saying that that was crap storytelling, because I swear they said that that would, like, make you forget at least a day.
For 6 hours.
Because don't they spray the son so that he forgets that he helped them out and found out that the whole family was spies?
Yes, that was just because they didn't want Ernie knowing about it, and they probably will treat him better in the next episode.
So Ernie saves the day. He's the best spy of the whole family because the parents are crap. Casey gets locked in a cage of emotion. And then where she's talking to the boy about dating and how awkward she feels and tits spaghettis. And the boy saves everybody, is the best spy of the family, and they spray him with forget-me spray so he'll forget his family's spies. But in the next episode, he's a spy.
They'll probably tell him. Wait, what if there's like some new serum they put into it that makes you remember?
You'd be a great writer on this show because the writing is horrible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everybody, this has been the first episode of the What Are We Watching podcast. We hope you enjoyed this. It is going to be a lot more fun with a lot more episodes to come. We have watched Dog with the Blog. I will say this. I wanted to murder myself. Now, Dog with the Blog might be our second episode, but you can go in the comments below on Facebook or on whatarewewatching.com and let us know, what do you think we should watch? Now, a lot of people, I've asked them online, they were giving me cartoons like Caillou. Look, we all knew Caillou sucks. Caillou's horrible. Now, you like Caillou, right? Because you don't know any better. So, Caillou, we're not going to do Caillou probably. If we do, that would be like our 50th episode of just, hey, everybody knows this is horrible. But give us some of those TV shows that you hate, that your kids are watching it. What are some of the shows that you like on Nick and on Disney, CJ?
Mighty Med.
Mighty Med. Actually, we talked about Mighty Med in our theme song. We say the superheroes are in the ER, right? So, Mighty Med, what are some of the other shows you like?
Victorious.
Victorious. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to watch all these shows. iCarly. Kicking it. I'm going to have to watch all of these shows for your amusement and my amusement? I'm not sure. Anyway, get on the Facebook page, on our Facebook page. Tell us, what did we miss about this episode? We didn't cover everything. We didn't want the podcast to necessarily be longer than the episode. But it totally can be, because these shows are horrible and it needs to be talked about. What did we miss? What was I wrong about? What was Carlin right about? Yeah? Nothing. He's nodding his head, but there's nothing that he's right about. No amount of thumbs up that you give is going to make you right about anything on these shows. If you were to rate this show from 1 to 10, 1 being bad and 10 being great, what would you rate it?
At least 9 being
Oh
bad.
my goodness. Okay, so we've established in our first episode that Carlin has 0 taste. Join us for our next episode of the What Are We Watching podcast, where we will watch the Blue River show and let us know what shows you want us to watch, review, and eviscerate. Thank you for listening to the What Are We Watching podcast. See you later, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, internets.
Subscribe to our YouTube page or else.
This production is brought to you by the Plaid Dad Blog Podcast Network. For more information, visit plaiddadblog.com.